Hey everybody, welcome to Clutch Trading. I am Dr. Clutch and I'm here to guide you through your option trading journey. So what we're going to cover today is the option chain, and what's very important, it pretty much works the same across any brokerage that you're going to be using, whether it be Webull, Thinkorswim, anything of that nature. You're going to want to know how to use the option chain because the option chain is what you're actually going to be using when you buy and sell your calls and puts. So we're going to be going over what buttons to push, how to customize it a little bit, and even some cool tips and tricks on how to use it. And I'm here to guide you through the entire thing. This is a response to one of the last videos that I did. I said, hey, if you have anything you want me to cover, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And now I am covering what the top like one was, which was how to navigate the option chain. So here we can see our charts, right? We all know what our charts looks like. And we can see that it's a really bloody season, right? Things are just coming down. So we're getting ready for some puts over here. We know that it's going to be put season because we use the strat. We've lined some things up, and little secret, I'm using the on-demand feature right now. So I already know that the price is going to do this, but let's go ahead and get to the most important thing, right? Now we know what our plan is. We know what to do when we want to sell for the stop loss. We know when we want to enter the trade, and we know what we want our price target to be. How do we know these things? Well, if you're a member of the group and the signals chat, then you would have access to our watch list. And right here, you can see the watch list is going to have what the tickers are, what the action that you want to do with them is, whether it be a call or a put. And here it comes. There we go. So a call or a put, what the strike price is going to be, the expiration date of this. This is a previous one, obviously. This is a little past dated, but I am going back and just showing you what it looks like. So we can see the entry prices, price targets, and stop losses are all set up for you on a few tickers. You get this every morning in the signals group. And now we have drawn it out. So we're ready to go. Now we're going to go ahead and come and click on this button right over here, which is trade. After we click on trade, you're going to see 4 options. You're going to want to click on the third one, which says option chain. After that, it's going to open this up. Now let's explain this a little bit. Everything that you see on this side is going to be the expiration date. Okay. This is the type of things that it is: weekly, quarterly contracts, weekly contracts, quarterly contracts. And this little number right in here is how many days it is till expiration. So today is 0 days till expiration, a term that I'm sure you're familiar with in options. And if you're not, get familiar with it. It means that today the contract expires, that it is worthless after today. No matter what I bought it for, if I do not close this contract, it is going to be worthless. And I will lose every dollar that I put into it. And it's worth 100 stocks. So we know that options, the standardized for option contracts is 100 of the underlying stocks. So we're not buying 100 of the stocks, we're buying a contract that represents 100 of the stocks. So let's dive a little deeper. We know that when we want to buy within that expiration date, we click this. So if we were looking at the watch list, it would say, hey, this is the expiration date that you're buying. So we're going to remain true to that, June 10th. And now what is all of this? Well, let's start in the middle. Right here, we have the strike price. So remember that if you're doing calls is like going to Vegas and betting that the market's going up. Puts is like going to Vegas and betting that the market is going down. And your strike price is what you're betting the market is going to. It's one of my favorite ways to think about it. It just makes the most sense to me personally. And as you get closer to what you're betting to go to, the strike price, the more valuable your contract becomes. Even if it's calls or puts, as long as it's moving in the direction you want it to, it becomes valuable. So we see this highlighted section. The highlighted section is in the money. The unhighlighted section is out of the money. And it's the same for calls, which is on the left side, and puts, which is on the right side. So what does in the money and out of the money really mean really quick? So if it is in the money, if I'm betting that the call is going to this strike price, meaning that it is going up, then it needs to go through these hurdles in order to get there. And it already has gone through these prices. We can see the price is $39.94.87. So if I'm betting it's going to $39.95, then it already has taken out $39.90, $39.91, $39.92, all the way to $39.94. But it hasn't taken out this yet, which is why these are in the money and these are out of the money. On the put side, we can see that 394 is out of the money. Why? Because we would be betting the market's going down, right? If it's puts, the market's going down. That's what we're betting on. So it needs to hit 39.4 for it to be in the money, but it has already gone through 39.98, 39.97, 39.96, 39.95 on its countdown to my strike price. So that is why these are out of the money and these are in the money. Now, what does bid and ask mean? Now, these are going to be your favorite buttons for sure, because this is actually what you're going to be buying and selling on. Remember that your ask is what you're going to click to buy. It doesn't matter if it's calls. It doesn't matter if it's puts. The ask is what you're going to click to buy. Why? If I want to buy something from you, what are you asking for it, right? It's just that simple. That's the way I like to remember it. What are you asking for it? You're asking for $774. Why? Because we know that this contract is for just one of the stocks in the hundreds. We know we just move this decimal over twice, boop, boop, and that's what we're actually paying for per contract. We know that over here is just $58 per contract. So much cheaper to buy puts today, it seems. If we want to sell what we just bought, well, if I want to sell it, I'm taking bids. Give me your best bid and I'll sell it to you, right? So that's what we know that we want to sell it on. And it doesn't matter if we're doing calls or puts. You always buy first and then sell. That's how you do not lose more money than what you're putting in. You buy first, then you sell. You want to do put, buy first, then you sell, along with your strike price. So whatever your strike price is that you're going for. Personally, I like to buy out of the money, but I like to buy right outside of the money. I like to buy the next dollar outside of the money, because then it's going to capture some really good value when it gets in the money, rather than buying it way cheaper and then waiting for a slow burn for it to go. I like to quickly day trade. Sometimes I'm in trades for 5 seconds. Sometimes I'm in trades for 30 minutes, but I don't like to sit on it too long. I like to be in and out. That way my theta doesn't kick in. I don't like to swing things overnight and such, but let's go ahead and see what we can do to customize this, right? So you may have some things that you like to have on the chart. So you can come right here to layout, come to customize. And then here in customize, you can add a couple of things. One things I like to add is volume. I like to add the open interest. And let's go over these two things really quickly. So the volume represents how many are moved for that day for that contract price. The open interest represents how much of that volume is still in place. So we can see over here, and this is on demand, so the data is a little late. There's really not zero volume here, so it's a little glitchy right there. Sorry about that, but yeah, same thing over here. But we can see that there's open interest, right? So we can see that 21,000 contracts are still opened over here on this side for this strike price, right? A lot of people believe that it's going here, but we can see that 38,000 contracts are still opened here on the interest side for $39.90 for the put side. So it seems like there's more people that believe it's going down than it is that it's going up. Very interesting. If we looked at our chart earlier, we would have seen that it was a very bloody market. So I like to personally have these things on, because whenever I'm getting ready to buy, I like to see how many people are riding with me. You know, if I'm getting ready to buy something and it's got very little open interest, then I might second guess it and say, well, let me go back and look at the charts and see what's going on, because maybe I'm missing something here if nobody else believes in this as well. So that is a good way to do it. You can always make this a lot smaller by changing it in here. You can change it to just 4, which will just show you the outside 4, 8, 4 on this side, 4 on that side, 4 on this side, 4 on that side, 8 in total. Whenever I'm trading, I personally just have it like this, because I like to just buy right outside of the money. Makes it really easy for me. For here, we'll keep it open like this, and I'll show you a couple other things that you might like to add. Let's go to customize. If you are more than a day trader, you're definitely going to want to add your theta. You're definitely going to want to add your delta. And you're definitely going to want to add your gamma, right? You're going to want to see these things. Maybe if you're somebody that likes to see their Vega, you can see their Vega, but let's face it, rho is everybody's little cousin that nobody likes, and we're not even going to put it over here. So you can now see your theta, your delta, and your gamma, and your Vega, and make that determination on your trades, whatever you feel like doing. You now have this information here for you. Personally, since I am just intraday trading, I don't typically have these three here, just to be honest. I usually only have the open interest and the volume. And I have a setting that will allow me to, as you can see, you just click this button, the layout, and then sit, open interest, now it's here. Thetas or the Greeks, now they're here. So this is a default layout that you can choose between. Customizing it, you can add anything else that you want. For now, we're just going to go ahead and keep it like this. This is how I normally have it. And let's go ahead and place a trade with this, okay? So how do I see my charts and my trades at the same time? Because I don't really like the idea of having to go back and forth, right? Well, neither do I. This is on a laptop. Some of you, most of you, are probably just on one screen yourselves. So the big thing that I like to do is come back to the option chain. Right over here, this little window right here, you can click this, and what this does is it detaches it from the current screen. So now that it's detached, I have the ability to actually take it, drag it, and move it around. Well, by moving it around, it allows me to put it in different places. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Maybe I canceled it. I thought it popped up though. There it goes. Okay, so now that it's detached, as you can see, I can minimize this. And there's this little button right here, this little pen. Click that pen. And now when I click back on this chart over here, it doesn't go away. It stays on top. So I can go back to the chart. I can make this a little skinnier. Personally, I have it more boxed like this. And I'd have it over here because the trades are going to be happening over here, the candles that I'm going to be looking at. So here we go. Since I'm on demand, I can go ahead and push play now. We can let the market open up and start doing its thing. I know when I want to enter the trade. I know when I want to sell the trade. So I'm going to be looking at the put side over here. We can see that these are the ask. This is the bid. So this is saying, hey, I'm asking this price for it. Do you want to buy it here? You can sell at this price when you want to get it here. We're just waiting on this candlestick to catch up right now. It's a little slow in this on-demand feature, but for now, let's just digress and go ahead and actually buy the contract, right? We're not going to wait in this video for things to hit entry price, since we know that the on-demand feature is a little bit slow, let's be honest. So $39.95. So if I'm going on the put side, I would want to buy it at the very next strike price, right? So when you do this, and I'll pause this for now, it's going to open up this screen. This screen right here, let's break this down. So we know that we're doing a single buy, but what I want to do is I want to change the amount of contracts that I'm buying. You can click right in here and you can change it to any number that you want, or you can drop this drop down and really quickly select by some whole numbers that are pretty average that people like to buy. Right over here, it's just confirming that this is everything that we're doing to it. This is the price that we're going to be buying it at. It's going to be a limit order, day trade. All of this is good. And so I'm going to hit confirm and send. When I confirm and send, it's going to ask me, hey, are you sure about this? And it gives me one more chance to go over this. I am buying 10 contracts, so it's going to cost me this much money right here. This is the cost of the trade, the max loss, because I'm doing a debit spread, and this is the most that I can lose. And as far as it being a put goes, this is my max profit or what it can go to. So I'm going to hit send. And as you get really comfortable with these things, you're not always going to be like going over it one by one like that. You're going to be pretty confident in what you're doing, and you'll get it whenever you're ready. So let's go back. So we place the trade and we can see it hasn't gone through yet. Well, maybe you're impatient like me and you don't want to wait. So you can come in here and you can just come through, hit that, and there's going to be a little hamburger button. Select that, hit cancel order. it'll cancel that order for you. And we're in position. I guess it went through before we even had a chance to cancel it. So now that we're in the trade, let's go ahead and pause this. And let's look at our position. So the position tells us, let's break this down real quick. The position tells us exactly what's going on, right? So this is from a trade that this is from one of the last videos that I did. Okay. So this is the trade that we're currently in. How do we know that we're currently in it? Right now, I am negative $10 on my trade. The parentheses means that you're negative. If it doesn't have parentheses, it means that you're positive. Now, there's a lot of things here. This is the trade price. This is what it's going for right now. There's a lot of things here, but there's not a lot of things that are relevant. So what I like to actually take out are these things because they don't matter to me. I'm not holding it for multiple days or anything of that nature. And one of the most important things that I like to add is the PL percentage right here, okay? So add that, and that's going to give you an indication of what your percentage loss is. See, it's negative here. I'm negative 0.4%, so hardly anything. And when it's positive, it just will not have that negative sign in there. But if you're somebody that sets their stop losses off of percentages, this will allow you to see, hey, I'm negative 10% right now, time to sell. Or it'll say, hey, you know, I'm positive 35% right now. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's get out of the trade so I can go for a walk with my honey, right? All right, so now that we understand that, we can make this a little bit smaller again. We're going to keep both up at the same time. And we're going to let this trade start going again. We have control of it because we're doing it on demand right now. You don't have control over the market the same way that this is. Unfortunately, I wish we did, right? So it does look a little bullish for now, but we're getting ready to see a crash with it. We can speed things up by clicking this button right here, and this will make things go 3 times faster. So we don't actually have to wait the entire 5 minutes for this candle to do something. And as we can see here, we'll pause for a second. As we can see here, in just a few moments, because we bought it when it was up here, now we are, we're in the money. So now that we're in the money, you can see that we're positive 10%. We're up $250, and we have made $250 for the day. So we're still in the trade. We're going to let it keep riding for a little bit. Now we're at the 3 times speed. This is where our stop loss is. Somehow it is still showing positive. These things do not match up right now. This is just because of the on-demand feature. I'm thinking maybe I need to film this video live, but you know, when the market's live, it's tough to remember to start hitting the record button and everything because it gets so exciting. So we can see that we're up 13% right now. We're up $330. This is what we're paying attention to right here. Why the bottom one? Because this is where our open contract is. I'm still in a positive 10 positions here. I own 10 contracts. I'm up 15% almost. This is what I bought it at. This is how much money I've made so far. I'm up 35%. Holy cow, what a great day, right? So far, so good. Let's remember that this is only the first 5 minutes of the day. So let's go ahead and pause this right here before this 5-minute candle ends. And let's go ahead and exit this trade. Doesn't matter what's about to happen. We can see that we are up $1,000. It has only been 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the day. Love option trading, don't we all? And I am positive $1,060. So when I'm ready to sell, and let's see how far in the money we are now. That's beautiful. Now that we're in the money, as you can see, because we're in the highlighted section, if I click over here and delete that, I thought it would unhighlight it, but I guess not. There we go. Delete that. As you can see, we're in the highlighted section, the position right here, and we're in the money. So when we're ready to sell, we hit the sell button right here. Why do we know it's a sell? Because bid. I'm starting to take bids right now. Show me what you got. So it is saying that I'm going to sell. Now you want to review this because the first thing it shows here is that I'm only about to sell 1 contract, but I bought 10. So you want these to match. You want the amount that you bought and the amount that you're selling to match. Otherwise, you'll still be in the trade with some contracts. Now, if I wanted to get out in a smaller position, I only wanted to sell 5 and let 5 more ride, then I could do that. I, however, for this sake and purpose, am going to exit with all 10 at the same time. Now I'm going to hit confirm and send, boom, it immediately sold. As you can see, look at that. It ripped down for us to our price target. I am out of the trade. Now it is closed, which is why you do not see any percentages open. You do not see any P&Ls open, but we can go down to our June 22nd contract or June 10th contract on year 2022 and see that we finished with a positive of $1,060. So that is a way to actually place the trades using the option chain. It was a little clunky along the way because we're using the on-demand feature, but that is how you do it. And it works the same way with calls. If I was going to do a call, which, I already knew that it was going to do this in this candle. If I was going to do call, it'd be the same way. You'd buy it on the ask and you'd sell it with the bid. If you hover your mouse over it, it'll even tell you buy, sell, buy, sell. Always do it in that order. Don't ever change the order of that. You buy first and then you sell. That's how you do a debit spread. That's how you control the amount that you can lose by only spending what you can lose. If you do a debt or a credit spread and you sell first and then you buy, you can lose much more than the amount that you put in for the trade. So do debit spreads, not credit spreads, until you are a Expialidocious pro and know exactly what you're doing with them. So that is how you navigate the option chain. That is some cool little tips and tricks with the pin button, keeping it over here on the chart. So that way you can actually do both at the same time, seeing both instead of having to click back and forth and find your buttons, click back and forth. Is it still doing it? Click back and forth. No, you can have everything laid out in one space and you're good to go. If you have different links to different charts, let's see, this goes to HGN5. One thing you can do is you can immediately change this to 5, and now it will be showing me the representation for HD. So you can use their quick links as such. Any stock that you change this to, let's see, I will unlink it. No, I'll go to 1. 1 is SPY, but I'm going to change this to Amazon. So now that I changed it, when I come over here and I just do the quick link for 1, now it's going to show Amazon. So if you do have a few things on your watch list and you have your quick links set up, you can leave your option chain here and still navigate it accordingly just by using these quick links. I hope that helps. I'd like to invite everybody to come to the trading group that I am a part of, where we call out signals and we guide everybody through educational stuff that teaches them everything from psychology to going over market research to market sentiments to understanding the basics on how to buy and sell, why you want to wait for certain things to happen, understanding that you don't want to hope for the market to do something, but waiting for the market to come to the plan that we have set for it. We teach all of that, and I would love for you to come out to it, guys and gals. Just go ahead and check out the link that's going to be in the description right at the bottom. Be sure to use code CLUTCH, all capitals, and that will get you 50% off of your first month. And I will guide you through the rest. I hope to see you guys in there. Much love to you. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.